Leveraging relationships to win. Do you know how to do that? Do you understand the importance of networking, developing Bomba Cloud, Pellegrino. Developing relationships with people who can help you actually win? Do you know how to leverage these relationships? The reason I ask is because many times we may have the greatest business ideas, we may have the greatest intentions, desire, will to win, want to accomplish something, but we just don't have the right tools to be able to execute or develop that product, service, or business, company, website, whatever it may be. We just don't have the tools ourselves. Well, this is the point of being in a network and being able to leverage relationships. If you actually build yourself up to an individual who's worthwhile having around and worthwhile being friends with in the eyes of other successful people, now you can actually develop relationships in a way where then you can leverage those relationships in order to do what? To make money, to create new businesses, to execute on new ideas. When you have no relationships with anybody who's meaningful or anybody who's worthwhile being friends with, guess what? All your friends do, all you can do to leverage your relationship is, hey, what fucking bar do you want to go to this weekend? What fucking, what government assistance check are you getting on? Or, where did you go to get your social security? Or where'd you go to get your disability check? That's what you and your buddies are talking about. Hey, what loan did you use and like how much, like where can I get a loan and like stupid shit like that. You want to leverage, you want to be able to make friends and leverage relationships with individuals who can actually help you accomplish things. This was a great example from just this past couple of weeks when I started developing a new, you could say business, but a new way to make money. An idea that I got from a good friend of mine who's also very successful, incredibly successful, much more successful than you could imagine. Young, talking to him, okay, he has an idea, put something together. I say, all right, let me actually work on a different aspect, a different side of this idea and develop a second way to make money with it. Okay, now I have the idea. I know how to execute. I know how to market it. I know how to make it make money. I just need to know, or I need to find somebody who can help me actually execute the development of this project, the technical, the logistics of it, the coding, the software. Who can I call? Who can I reach out to? Well, it turns out many different people that I have in my network that I know close to me have been able to help in their own unique ways in launching and developing this project that we have. And if it wasn't for my network, if it wasn't for my own success, my own self-development, my own mindset, my own level of competence that I've shown time and time and again, that these people have bought into, that these people respect me enough to be friends with me, to then trust me to go ahead and develop this product or service, I can do business with them. I can leverage those relationships and get access to knowledge I didn't previously have access to. Get access to brain power, to manpower that I previously didn't have access to. And then, after I developed the core group and pulled together the core group to actually work on this product, the strategy that we're developing, I then went out further into my network to find individuals who could do the logistics, the programming, the coding of what we wanted to do. How did I do that? Reach out to previous girls I had dated. Reach out to individuals I had gone to university with. Found my way into a couple other universities, a couple other networks, a couple other different people through friends of friends. And because of my reputation, because of the impression I've left on these people in the past, they were willing to vouch for me. They were willing to put me in contact with these individuals without hesitation, and therefore getting access to information and people who can help me develop the parts of the project that I myself cannot physically develop. Not that I can't do it, I can do anything, but that I don't have the time to learn and educate and then figure out how to do that, as opposed to just reaching out and contracting out to somebody who already knows how to, right? So you have to learn how to leverage relationships. If you're not making friends with and pulling yourself up the success and power hierarchy, and you're only friends and continue to only be friends with people who are at your level or below you or beneath you, you're never going to get out of your situation. You're never going to pull yourself up and out of your current level of success, your current level of comfort, and experience anything new and experience anything more than what you've already had, because you don't have access to the people who can actually help pull you up, pull you out. Most people, their friends, the people that they engage with, as much as you might like them personally, as much as you might have fun hanging out with them, they provide zero value to your life from a vertical, in a vertical ascension perspective, in a vertical move up through the political, financial, and social hierarchy. They can't provide you any guidance, any assistance, any value, because they don't have any value in that sense, in that world. So you have to take it serious to be mindful of developing these relationships with people who are more successful than you or elite in their own respective fields, so that eventually when opportunity presents itself, number one, they think of you and including you, and for the opportunities that you develop for yourself, you can include them and they can help you in achieving those goals. So I'm very cognizant myself of developing these relationships and of staying close to those who are highly successful and not burning any bridges. Listen, we might not do business together anymore. We may have different trajectories in life. We may have gone one path versus another. But if somebody's elite at what they do and they're trying their best to be elite in their industry, in their field, I'm going to maintain and develop that relationship, because at some point that person will help me achieve more. At some point that person may come to me with an opportunity that's worthwhile me being involved with. That's network. That's being in the game, right? I don't go to my friends who don't care about money, about opportunities to make money, because I know they don't care. I know they're not going to want to or care to invest into it. They don't think that way. That's fine. But I have a group of individuals that I communicate with the most and on a daily basis, for example, inside the Taylor's Code, obviously, where anything and everything that we ever talk about is about making money, an opportunity to make money. Okay? So you don't want to be the guy that people are friends with just because you're a good time at the bar, and when you go get fucked up, you're a clown and everybody fucking laughs at you and you're that funny guy, blah, 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 that don't give a fuck about his life. You don't want to be that friend for other people, because though they may bring you around for entertainment, they're never going to bring you around for opportunity. They're never going to bring you around for an opportunity to make money. They're never going to offer you an opportunity to go do business with them, because in their minds, they don't perceive you as an individual who even cares about achieving at a high level. So you're not a part of those conversations. You can't leverage those relationships. What I'm telling you is incredibly, incredibly important to be mindful of. The relationships that I have for doing business and making money, I keep them strictly that. The number one priority, the number one thing I talk about with these people is, how the fuck do we get richer? How the fuck do we make even more money and even more money, and then buy a bigger house and then buy a better car? How do we do this? That's all I talk about 24/7 with these people.